All right, welcome back. The State Historical Society of Iowa is hosting two events that are geared at teaching people about our state's unique story. We've got Museum Administrator Valerie Van Kooten joining us here to talk about these two events. First of all, Val, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. So let's start off talking about the first event. So this is the 2025 Historical Convening. So tell us about this.
Yes. On Monday, April 7, we are inviting all the historical societies and museums around the state to come in for a day of encouragement and education and networking. It's going to be, we have a wonderful array of our own staff who will be teaching breakout sessions. There'll be vendors there and sponsors that work with museums, and we would love to have all of the historical societies and museums in the state involved. It can be kind of a lonely experience being in a historical society in a smaller town. We all have the same problems, and we can come together and talk about that.
And I know that you mentioned the same problems. I know when I was reading more about this, you were talking about really trying to help those other historical societies endure any key challenges. What are some of those challenges that many of them are facing right now?
Well, money is always a challenge. How to have enough money to stay open. Not enough volunteers. Many of the volunteers are beginning to age out. Also, another thing is just kind of feeling like you're alone out there. Most historical museums have a lot of stuff given to them. They don't quite know what to do with it all, how to decide what to keep. And so those are things that we all have in common that we can talk about.
And I imagine it's so important because you want to make sure people, that we're keeping track and really preserving that history so we kind of know where we came from, right?
It is, and Iowa is a state that has almost 200 or more historical societies. People in Iowa are very interested in preserving their history. And at the State Historical Society, our goal is to give that education and that support to all of these places so that they can do their jobs well. That's
such an important job. Yeah. So then you have another activity coming up, another event. This is College Day at the museum.
Yes. On Tuesday, April 15, we're inviting college students who might be interested in a career in history to come in and hear from a lot of different places. The Iowa, the World Food Prize Foundation and the Art Center and lots of these places, Iowa Museum Association, coming in, sending in people who will be talking about what they're doing in the museum and history world. I think a lot of students with history majors or other majors want to get into history, but they really don't know where, what's available. And I think they'll be surprised at how many paths you can go down. And so it's bringing these all together and giving these students a head start on a historical career.
And that's so important because, like you said, a lot of people don't know what their options are when they get out there. What inspired, because this is the first time y'all have done this, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what inspired you to do it?
Well, the convening is also the first time, and so is the college student. It's our heart of our mission really is education, preservation of our state's history and education for our students. We have programs for adults, we have programs for families, kids, homeschool students. This was a niche of college students that really weren't being addressed as well as they should be. And so our education staff decided we want to bring them in and help them along the journey.
So two great ways to just make sure that we're preserving our history and making sure that the next generation is able to put this work in.
Exactly.
So what are some ways, or let me ask you this, where can people get more information about both of these activities?
Okay, go to our webpage. It's history.iowa.gov. And if you scroll down on the first page to the events, it's all there. I will say with our historic convening, it's a week from today. If they want to come to that, they need to sign up in the next day or two.
Okay.
That would be great.
Good to know. All right, Valerie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.